The line-out one is such a frustration, Rory, isn't it? Because it's not like this just blew up last night and there's no chance to rectify it. This has been an issue for a month and a half now. And so, like, there's such trust in O'Connell and such trust in this line-out over the last number of years. Ireland score more than half their points from line-outs. So this was kind of like going into this situation eyes wide open. It was a slow-motion car crash.
Yeah, and like opposition teams know that, so they're going to go after it. And we did, Ireland did come across two of the best defensive line-out teams in the world in New Zealand and South Africa. But yeah, there's a trend there. We kept asking about it all through this tournament. They kept telling us so they didn't feel it was a big deal, that it would come right. They obviously replaced James Ryan with Ian Henderson, which was at least partly to do with his calling. And New Zealand got up and forced errors last night. Actually, two of them ended up back on the Irish side. One was a block down clearance kick, and one was, it kind of bobbled around and ended up back on the Irish side very early in the game. But you can't run your set play off that. You can't get your maul going. I do wonder if Ireland might have tightened up a little bit at times last night. They had them in the maul, especially in that second half when Joe McCarthy came on with that huge size that he has. They had dominance. New Zealand went around the corner a lot. It was very like the 2017 first test in some ways in that first half. But they will look back on that line out and the failure to solve that problem. Like, look, 80%, that they kind of, there was a few comments after the game from some of the players that, look, good teams are going to take about 20% of your ball and you got to react to that. And they did react to their losses in the moment. But if you're a side who thrives on building a score like Ireland do, like all teams like the lead, no one likes to be coming from behind. It's an incredibly difficult thing to do, and we saw that last night. Well, when you're playing against a team who make 4 unforced errors in the first 2 minutes and you left them off the hook through your set piece, well, you're going to have a difficult night and you're going to make life very difficult for yourself. And it's, what is it, 8 months or 6 months to the next Ireland game. I presume Paul O'Connell will be poring over this, reconstructing what they do, all of that sort of thing. But their inability to problem solve that through the tournament. We thought they had fixed it against Scotland, although they had simplified it. They went to the front quite a lot in that game. That's one of the things. And there's many of them that they'll rue, they'll regret, and they'll stew on because they're a better team than we saw last night. The point has been made, and I heard you make it with Adrian, Richie Mwanga said, look, it's great to be the best team over 4 years, and Ireland are undeniably the best team in the world, but we only have to be the best team on Saturday. And, this is once again, at the most important point of the cycle, Ireland fell off their standards, not to the significant drop-off that we saw 4 years ago or 8 years ago or in 2011 when they got beaten by a Wales team that they didn't see coming. But they still didn't hit their heights. They still will leave with so many little things that will nag at them and nag at them and nag at them for another 4 years until they get to this point again. And, it doesn't take away the things they've achieved in the 4-year cycle, but it does leave a sour taste, undeniably.
Yes, it does. Irish defence has been so good, Fiona. And like you try and remember the ebb and flow of this titanic game. They did miraculously well to go in at halftime point down. That felt like, whoa. Result, that Gibson Park try on 39 minutes. And then for the opening 11 minutes of the second half, there was an extra bit of energy and verve to Ireland. A lot of hard work with no return. And then bang, Will Jordan try in 52 minutes. I think everybody thought, they have to come back again. But on replay and on analysis, what's so frustrating is that Will Jordan try, that's a 2-pass try of first phase. That wasn't like this is one of Joe Schmidt's specials. You've never seen one of these before. This is intricate beyond belief. Like, you chalk that up from an Irish D point of view as just basic for this stage of a competition.
100%. But the All Blacks had obviously done their homework, and with that shortened line out, it gave a huge gap. So that, I think, it basically put a massive decision in Dan Sheehan's head, and he didn't come over to connect quick enough with Van der Fleer, and it's such a split second, as you said. But look, that was an absolute sucker punch, and it's so disappointing when something like that happens. But fair play to the All Blacks. As I said, they done their homework around line out. We talked about the Irish line out, but they've obviously looked at areas they could attack off that and felt like that back area was somewhere, if they shortened it up, that we weren't quick enough to get into the line. So it was really good. But I think overall throughout the game, They were very, very good internally. Their chop tackles were good. I suppose it was just out wide, set piece and play. We saw a lot of uncharacteristic decision making. I think there was a couple other ones where Bundy came up as well. So look, these are decisions that they have to make, and it's in these big, massive games where we're going to analyse it down to a T at the end. But overall, I think defensively, All Blacks are always going to get a couple scores on you.